Grand Cayman safe to travel to? Answer: all world. Grand Cayman is generally considered safe for tourists and those who plan to relocate to the island. It boasts a low crime rate compared to many other Caribbean destinations. However, common sense and standard precautions should be followed everywhere because pickpockets and misdemeanors still exist. This is not a surprise because there seem to be fewer reports of crime cases against tourists online compared with almost every other island. You're probably between being pleasantly surprised and skeptical of what many people say about Grand Cayman's safety. For example, how safe are your gadgets when you leave your accommodation? I reside in Toronto with my girlfriend and have traveled to Grand Cayman for 10 years. We've never had a problem or felt fearful. I always feel comfortable going into any club or restaurant, driving anywhere on the island at any hour, and lying on any stretch of beach. But I realize that many tourism communities also question this island's safety, so I have prepared this article to share all you need to know about the safety status of Grand Cayman. How safe is Grand Cayman for visitors? Parting thoughts. According to multifaceted digital media for consumer advice, rankings, and analysis, the Grand Cayman, Cayman Brac, and Little Cayman experience minor crime, but visitors are still advised to lock their valuables in the hotel safe for their trip. Theft of small touch items like smartphones and laptops has been rising. While my girlfriend and I have never encountered any problems, we usually stay in condos and keep our valuables in unit safes installed in the condos. Marriott and Ritz's hotels do have these compartments as well. Generally, Grand Cayman has a lower crime rate than neighboring islands. One of the chief reasons it's a safe destination is the local police force and their dedication to protecting visitors. Also, the locals are friendly whenever you need help. The U.S. Department of State has mentioned that the Cayman Islands are Level 1. Exercise normal precautions on their 4-level travel advisory scale. This is an indication that the island is safe for travel. The Cayman Islands have a meager crime rate of 28.69%, which explains why tourists are rarely victims of violent crime in the islands. However, there have been a few reports of homicides occurring among Cayman Island residents, not visitors visiting the Cayman Islands. In many investigated cases, the crime on the island sprouts from clashes between groups and associations. So, as long as you're a visitor and not involved in any group, you will not experience danger. According to data harvested from Numbeo, a crowdsourced global database of quality of life data, the level of safety visitors has for walking alone at night is 67%, which is high. The collation of this data involved 41 contributors based on visitors' perceptions in the past 3 years. As with most other touristy locations, you can expect misdemeanors like snatching and pickpocketing to be in play. It still happens today in Grand Cayman, but it's not prevalent. This is why I still recommend you take precautions for the safety of your valuables. Of course, we are no longer in the era of leaving your doors and cars unlocked and your wallet and keys lying around. Yes, the weather in Grand Cayman is safe. The climate of this destination is among the factors that attract tourists. Still, you must time your travel to be in the best season. Given the aqua activities that can roll into your holiday plans in Grand Cayman, you want to avoid the rainy season on the island, which starts in May and stretches to October. The best time to enjoy the climate in Grand Cayman is during the dry season, between November and April. Still, you can experience intermittent afternoon rains and sometimes morning storms throughout the summer, so be prepared for showers. The annual winter temperature is 85 degrees, and the summer temperature is 95 degrees. Now that you know the safety status of Grand Cayman Island, it is also essential to know a few highs and lows about this destination, especially if you're eyeing the island as your next vacation spot. The tropical island environment guarantees incredible scuba diving, snorkeling, and boat tours. Unlike many other islands, you have excellent internet options on Grand Cayman, thanks to the solid financial sector in this part of the Caribbean, the diverse culture. Native Caymanians, Jamaicans, British, Canadians, South Africans, Americans, and others. An entertaining experience. It allows you to learn so much about different backgrounds within the short time of your trip. The cost of everything living in Grand Cayman is quite expensive compared to neighboring islands. Isolation is another factor that not too many tourists talk about. If you're considering relocating to Grand Cayman, remember that going anywhere takes an expensive flight. But if you need to go places regularly, it can strain your wallet. Shipping items you can't find on the island can take a long time to get to you, partly because they have to go through customs and related transportation factors. So if you are used to next day Amazon deliveries, you're in for a culture shock while living on Grand Cayman. All the while, I stayed in Grand Cayman. 7 Mile Beach was my area of residence. I'd take public transportation around Georgetown and 7 Mile Beach with all the locals and even walk with my girlfriend at night without any issues. The few reports I've read about crime in Grand Cayman were about burglaries and gang-related violence. So if you're not part of a gang and practice common sense in protecting your home as you would anywhere else, you will have no issues. The bottom line is that compared to other Caribbean islands, Grand Cayman is incredibly safe. If you've lived in a more crime-ridden area, you will see Cayman as a haven. And if it's your first time visiting, I recommend you do the lobster pot for dinner.